Designed for the next generation of hybrid image makers, Fujifilm has just released a brand new APS-C camera that offers the world's first 40 megapixel APS-C image sensor, pixel shift technology, and internal 8K video recording, introducing the new Fujifilm X-H2. To the naked eye, it looks identical to the X-H2S, and you're not wrong, as the body design is literally the same, but if we look under the hood, we see some significant changes. A brand new image sensor now offers 40 megapixel image capture, as well as 8K ProRes video recording in camera, which is just an incredible feat. This is also the first X-series camera to offer pixel shift technology that promises a whopping 160 megapixel image for the ultimate amount of detail. These new features make it a great stills camera for any photographer who shoots nature, product photography, or portraits, as well as a great video camera for any one-man crew thanks to the 7 stops of image stabilization and internal ProRes recording in 8K. Plus, we got a brand new XF 56mm prime lens to play with, so let's roll. The X-H2 features Fujifilm's 5th generation system for high image quality and high-speed performance, featuring the 40 megapixel X-Trans BSI CMOS 5 HR sensor with the X Processor 5 chip. The iconic X-Trans sensor uses a unique color filter array that inherently minimizes moire and contributes to a more natural color rendering, while the BSI design helps reduce noise and improve tonality and clarity. Please note this new resolution sensor is not stacked like the X-H2S. This new model prioritizes the number of megapixels over speed. With that being said, the X Processor 5 delivers very fast performance to help the X-H2 deliver 8K 30p video capture, enhanced autofocus capabilities, and blackout-free image bursts at 15 frames per second in mechanical shutter. Fujifilm also claims this new model is more power efficient than its predecessor, the X-T4, boosting battery performance by 10%, which results in 80 more frames per charge. It uses the same AF algorithms as the X-H2S, which means it still retains their subject detection autofocus that can identify and track cars, planes, trains, motorcycles, birds, dogs, and cats. The face and eye detection still has their expanded capabilities to pick up hairlines, glasses, and face coverings. However, do keep in mind that the increased resolution and the non-stacked sensor means that the X-H2S has an edge in tracking fast-moving subjects. The Fujifilm X-H2 is the first X-series camera to feature pixel shift multi-shot, which will deliver 160 megapixel images for use in, say, landscape or product photography, when the details really matter the most. When engaged, this mode will automatically record 20 frames by shifting the sensor by 0.5 pixels between each frame. In the pixel shift multi-shot mode, the camera takes a series of raw images and by using IBIS, moves the image sensor to get a high resolution and real color image. Bring these raw files into the free Fujifilm Pixel Shift Combiner software, where you can then choose a combining type of either high resolution and accurate color or just accurate color. Fujifilm Pixel Shift Combiner software also allows tethered shooting with Pixel Shift Multi-Shot mode, which is a perfect feature to use for any type of archival or commercial product photography, where fine details and color fidelity are paramount because the Pixel Shift technology guarantees that false colors and moire effects are suppressed so well that they are virtually non-existent. As mentioned, the Fuji X-H2 uses a native 8K video resolution, which is great for a couple of reasons. The first being the obvious: larger resolution provides more details, perfect for any kind of nature or wildlife cinematography. The 8K video resolution also provides flexibility. For instance, if you choose to shoot in 4K, you can use that extra resolution to increase any focal length with a 2x digital zoom. So for instance, I have a 16 to 55 lens on here right now. So 55 on APS-C camera is pretty good, but I really want to get a nice tight shot of one of these alpacas, but I don't want to disturb them. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a digital zoom. And bam, really nice tight, essentially telephoto shot of our alpaca. If 8K is too much data and you prefer the 4K file sizes, you can still reap the benefits of an 8K sensor, as the X-H2 also features 4K HQ, a 4K output that is created by oversampling 8K footage to provide a much sharper 4K image. So if you're a one-man creator out there in the wilderness, this new sensor offers a variety of ways to capture detailed video. Just like the X-H2S, this new X-H2 also offers internal Apple ProRes 10-bit 422 recording internally to a CF Express card up to 8K 30p, which means that the files, although large, will be ready to edit out of the camera, which is great for quick editing turnarounds. If you need to increase your dynamic range to show off those sunrises or sunsets, then just select F-Log2, which offers 13 plus stops of dynamic range for enhanced post-production flexibility. But the flexibility doesn't end there. Filmmakers also have the option to output a 12-bit Apple ProRes RAW or Blackmagic RAW to an appropriate external recorder via the full-size HDMI port on the side of the camera. If you need to slow down a moment, you can shoot up to 240 frames per second in Full HD in the high-speed mode, or shoot 4K 60p in normal shooting mode. I wonder what it's like to have a neck this long. The X-H2 can record continuously 4K 60p for up to 160 minutes at 77 degrees Fahrenheit, but it can also be extended to 240 minutes with the optional clip-on fan sold separately, which you may recognize from our X-H2S video. It is cross-compatible with both models. 3, 2, 1, go. If you're a one-man crew traveling through the wilderness, the X-H2's feature set has been designed to support you, specifically the improved in-body stabilization that offers 7 stops of compensation and features an enhanced algorithm that improves motion detection. This makes handheld shooting much easier, especially if you are following someone on foot on a rocky terrain. Still photographers will be pleased to know that you can capture full resolution images at an incredible 15 frames per second when using the mechanical shutter, which is great for freezing wildlife in motion and maintaining detail. Users also have the option to shoot at 20 frames per second using the electronic shutter and a 1.29 times crop factor for more frames with slightly less resolution. Photographers seeking optimum quality will be pleased to know that the minimum ISO has been lowered to 125, and Fujifilm did provide an insane maximum shutter speed of 1/180,000th of a second in case you need to, I don't know, freeze some water droplets. As mentioned, the body design is identical to the X-H2S. We have 2 card slots, one is CF Express Type B for ProRes recording, and the other is an SDXC UHS-2, giving users the option for redundancy and/or relay recording. Above that is a remote port for remote triggering. There's a full-size HDMI 2.1 port, USB-C port for charging and powering the camera or transferring of data. There's also a 3.5mm mic port for using external microphones, and a headphone port for monitoring your audio levels. You get the same great 3-inch 1.64 million dot vari-angle touchscreen that fully rotates for taking video selfies or shooting in those low and high angles. It still features the same large OLED EVF with the crisp 5.76 million dot resolution and a 0.8 times magnification for bright and clear viewing at 120 frames per second, blackout free. The camera supports wireless image transfer via the Fujifilm remote camera app and will deliver a 4K 60p webcam resolution for high quality streaming experience. If users choose to purchase the optional VFT XH grip, they will not only have an extended battery life, but also the chance to add new tethered connections and FTP file transfer through Wi-Fi, Ethernet, and smartphone connections, plus a remote record function.
There's nothing there to eat.
Fujifilm has also released a new and improved XF 56mm f1.2 RWR lens that pairs perfectly with the new X-H2 camera body. Engineered for portrait perfection, the fast maximum aperture will deliver precise control over your depth of field and beautiful bokeh effects, while the optical construction produces high resolution and aberration-free results packed with color and details. The new XF 56mm f1.2 is comprised of 13 elements in 8 groups, including 1 ED and 2 aspherical elements. The 8 elements used in the focusing group take high refractive technology from Fujinon cinema lenses to minimize chromatic, spherical, and chromatic aberrations. This helps to reduce light bleed within highlights, boosting image quality and subject detail in the process. It is also the first X-mount lens to feature 11 diaphragm blades, which results in a clean, almost perfectly circular aperture, even at f4 or f5.6. The result is a clean edge along a highlight with minimal aberrations and distractions, which are especially pleasing when it is out of focus. The aperture ring on the new XF56mm features a A-position lock to prevent unwanted movement of the aperture ring, while also enabling control of the lens aperture setting by using a command dial on an X-series camera like the X-H2. Manual focus control has been optimized to make achieving accurate focus simple and easy. Lastly, the DC autofocus motor has been modified to reduce friction, resulting in a quicker and more accurate focusing. It uses 9 rubber seals to keep it protected from dust and moisture, while also maintaining full functionality in temperatures as low as -10 degrees Celsius, 14 degrees Fahrenheit. The fluorine-coated front element repels water, fingerprints, and other marks to help keep image quality high when the weather turns against you. The X-H2 will no doubt be compared to the X-H2S that preceded it, but Fujifilm has made it clear that this camera has its advantages specifically photographically. The increased megapixels paired with the new pixel shift multi-shot and a new 56mm f1.2 prime lens make it a perfect camera for high-end commercial photography. But it can still be a fantastic video camera in its own right, offering most of the video functionality of the X-H2S thanks to a new and improved 8K sensor that offers tremendous reach and extreme detail with a 2x digital zoom and the 4K oversampling. Not to mention, it too can output a 12-bit raw signal to either Ninja V Plus or Blackmagic Assist. As with any camera, it comes down to the application it will be used for, and the X-H2 is no doubt a professional tool that is ready to perform in a high-stake environment of both photo and video. But what are your thoughts on the X-H2? Is this a better match for your camera needs? Do you want both? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Jake with B&H. Just keep rolling.